When it comes time for test week and test conditions, okay, you're gonna follow the path down here. Once you're done training, you're gonna see everybody see that camo net hanging down from the tree. That is the ready line. You're gonna form in a single file line right there. Once you're standing in line, one of my detail guys will come up and he will bring you a Claymore mine bandolier. You have 3 individual responsibilities once they hand you this. Okay, the first is go to inventory it. All right, that is to make sure that you have the test set, make sure that you have the firing device, to make sure that you have the mine right here, and make sure that you have the firing wire, which is this right here. Okay. Second thing is to ensure that the firing device and the test set are on the top of the bandolier. All right, this is because in the sequence of events, these are the first 2 items that come out of the bag. If you remove the mine first, if you remove the firing wire first, you will be a no-go. That makes sense? So make sure that this goes right here in this slot, just like this, so I can retrieve it out, or that it goes on top of the firing wire, like such. However you want to do it, just as long as these 2 items come out first. All right, the third, and one of the more important ones, is to ensure that the firing wire is free and unobstructed of any ties or kinks or anything like that, okay? What I mean by that is that this wire can free float all the way off, all right? There's no obstructions, it's not tied down, it's not knotted together at any point. Just make sure that it's good to go. I will have a detail out here whose job it is to reset all of this stuff as it comes off the lane. However, some things happen. You might get one that gets floated through from a candidate out there and it's got knots and kinks and things all over. Just make sure it doesn't before we start the lane, okay? In the event that you do have a Claymore or a firing wire like that, okay, your time is still going to keep going. That's why I'm giving you guys the keys to success right now to make sure that you unravel this, make sure it works, make sure you guys are set up for success when you walk out on that lane, okay? Because we're not going to stop your time just because you have a massive kink in this line, right? That's kind of up to you guys to make sure it's good to go before you step out there, all right? Okay. How much working knowledge does this group have with Claymores? 0. Okay, so we'll talk about a couple things first before we get started in the class. All right? All right, the first is going to be the firing device. All right, the only way to hold the firing device is this way right here. Okay, that is that I can manipulate the safety, and the meaty part of my thumb right here is going to be on it, and I can squeeze it just like this. Okay. All right. In order to take it off of safe and put it onto fire, I need to push this little metal band to the left, and then I can drop it down. Now I can access the firing portion of it. All right. To put it back on a safe, same thing. I'm going to push it to the left and bring it up. Okay. If I simply try to push it down from this portion, it will not move because there's a locking bar right here. So push it to the left and bring it down, okay? All right, with the test set, small female end right here, okay? It's on the bottom. If I want to connect the test set to the firing device, remove the dust cover to the firing device, remove the dust cover to the test set, a small female end, and the 2 covers should form just like that. Cover to cover is a good way to remember, okay? This cap and this cap should do that little motion right there, okay? That is going to ensure that the window is now facing towards me. All right, if I'm going to go to test it, place it onto fire, take my non-firing hand, I'm going to make a cup, I'll place it over the window and squeeze so I can observe the light, okay? Make that cup and then squeeze. Make sense? All right. Next thing we're going to talk about is setting up the Claymore, all right? When we actually go to set it up, the legs need to be at a 45-degree angle facing to the front and rear of the munition, okay? Not insulting anyone's intelligence, but we've had a few people so far try to place the Claymore this way, okay? If you read the front towards enemy, all right? This side, all right? The curved end needs to go away from you, all right? That's the boom boom side, yes? Okay, put it in the ground, legs 45-degree angle, front and rear. Not like this right here. That's not front and rear of the munition. Does that make sense? Spin them out like this, and then go ahead and seat it into the ground. They need to be at least a third of the way into the ground. Ground is much softer out there on the test lanes because of the grass. They will go in very easily, okay? All right, shipping plug. We'll use this one right here, okay? All right, if you notice on here, there's an open end, all right? You can see through it. This is the portion of it that the blasting cap's gonna go through. This is the closed end. Closed end you cannot see through, all right? When you're going to place the blasting cap in, we're going to have the open end with the blasting cap protruding out of it and go into the munition like this. All right, for the closed end, this is going to prevent any dust or debris going into it. You're going to notice that the slotted groove right here and the open end is facing out like this. All right, it's not going into the Claymore. Does that make sense? So I'm going to take the blasting cap portion of the firing wire. I'm going to line the firing wire with the groove right here, and I'm going to force it in. This one's tight. The claymores we're going to have for you guys on test week, we're going to go ahead and separate them a little bit like this so you guys don't run into this issue. All right, so it'll be much easier to get this firing wire into it. Basically, you're just going to get it into this motion right here. All right, notice how it's kind of hanging out there and free, right? You want to grab the wire, pull it in tight to where that plastic cap is now seated in. Okay, simply going to insert it in and tighten it down. This is how we arm the munition, okay? Any questions on that? Okay, removing it out. Maintain positive control on the blasting cap. Force the wire back out. Pull the wire out. Invert the shipping plug to where we have the closed end now. That's going to go back into the mine. Just like this. Okay, and the shipping plug side right here, okay? This is what's gonna connect into the firing device and what's gonna connect into the test set. Any questions on this? Okay, they're pretty simple how it connects in, and only connects in one way, all right? Okay, now that I give you the small little block of instructions here, I'm gonna pass it off to Specialist King, who's gonna give you a class on how to tie the knot, the only authorized knot for affixing it to the stake. All right.
All right, so we're gonna show you real quick the one and only knot you can tie the wire to the stake. If you tie any other knot, you will be a no-go. So you're gonna get approximately 1 meter length of wire. From that 1 meter mark, you're gonna create a loop as so. You're gonna fold that loop onto itself. See the two little bunny ears? You're gonna fold those bunny ears onto those selves. You're gonna create a little hitch right there. From there, you're gonna place that circle around the stake like that. Tighten it down. Make sure it's not gonna go anywhere, because at any time that either stake or either side comes off, you will be an automatic no-go. So you can tie it like that, or you can tie it like this one that I'm about to show you. From here, you're gonna get your loop again. You're gonna fold it onto itself. You're gonna pinch those two wires just like that and pull up. And you'll get the same hitch. Tight. Cinch it down. All right, from there, we're gonna show you a couple more times, and then we'll move on to the practice lanes.
Alright, so the first way to do this again, we're going to get about 1 meter of wire. Go ahead and get your circle, make your loop. We're going to fold it onto itself. You're going to have your two bunny ears. From that point, you're going to fold those into each other, creating your hitch right here. Then you'll put it on the stake and you'll cinch it down. That is one way to do it. I'll show you the other way. Again, you get about 1 meter of wire. You want to go ahead and make your loop. You want to get 2 fingers, hold it in on itself, and grasp these 2 wires. Then you're going to pull the 2 wires into the circle. Create the same hitch. Just cinch it onto your wire. You guys need to see that again, either one of them.
No, it's good.
You guys want us to demonstrate it for you, or we can take you and just walk you through the whole task?
We'll leave it up
The
to
second
you.
one.
You guys want
Second
to
one?
Yeah.
All right, so can I get 4 guys behind each